Welcome to Beyond Empty Nest. Get ready to dive into season 3, where we explored the next chapter of life with fresh insights and inspiring stories. This season was packed with must-hear topics that you won't want to miss. First, we tackle strategies to manage anxiety, offering practical tips and expert advice to help you find calm and balance in your everyday life. Next, discover the power of knowing what you're good at and how to scream your dreams, unleashing your full potential, and pursuing your passions with confidence. Imagine reinventing yourself in your 60s? Well, we've got you covered there with inspiring stories and actionable steps to embrace this exciting phase of life. Plus, rediscover the joy of learning to play again and how incorporating fun and creativity can transform your world. And for those with college-bound kids, we delve into the 3 essential conversations you need to have to prepare them for success and independence. All of this and more is waiting for you to start binging on now. Check it out and then dive into the transformative journey that is season 3 of Beyond Empty Nest. Bear on.
This is kind of part of my mantra on my page is that anxiety looks different for everybody. So healing looks different for everybody. So in my book, I talk about creating your own healing toolkit. And some people look at that and they think, oh, okay, what is it? I want to write it down. And I say to them, okay, no, I'm not telling you what it is. You're the one that's going to figure out what your toolkit is for you.
He kind of glazed over and he said, oh, what do you really want to do? And I said, oh, I want your job. And he said, well, you better hurry up. And it was like a joke conversation that lasted for a number of seconds. But when he said, you better hurry up, it hit me I could actually physically feel movement within myself, thinking, he's right. Whether he knows it or not, he just lit a fire in me so that by the time I got home late that night, I walked in the door and I said, I'm going to quit my job and I'm going to make a movie.
When I began reflecting on why and got curious, like, why these 2 places? And I think it was because somebody actually asked me, like, why those 2 places, Jody? I realized that they were the 2 places where I could just be me. They were all about playing, connection, and letting go of the stresses in my world. And yes, there were stresses in my world, in my childhood, in my young adulthood. Who doesn't have stresses? As I began my personal growth journey just over 12 years ago, I slowly came to realize that play was an important part of how I dealt with and coped with difficult times in my life.
It was certainty. It was something I could count on. And my husband was like, are you sure you want to do this? When I proposed the idea of, hey, I'm thinking that this was May of 2020. I said, I think that next year is going to be my last year. So, but you're only going to be 53. Yeah, but I think this is going to be my last year. Okay, if that's what you really want. And when I did it, I planned, you have to have your exit plan.
Yes,
and I think that is a really great goal for people when they know they want to make a shift, is to have an exit plan. It gives you a little bit of feeling that you're in control of something, even though we're not always in control of everything. But having an exit plan gave me that feeling of, I don't know what's going to come next afterwards, but I do know what I want to do to get there, to make, I needed to have something that would tell me how much money I was going to have, figure out what it is that I wanted to do. And if I needed to go get another job, I would have.
The problem is that we don't orientate ourselves on ourselves. And we're expected to promote it. We're expected to market it. We're expected to comfortably function in it and for it, but we don't know it. And it's a very odd thing to sit with yourself about yourself, but I encourage people to do that. I mean, it's very hard to promote a product you don't know. So it makes complete sense that you're unable to promote yourself because you have no idea what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, what you're good at, and you haven't owned it fully.
That is so important for all of these, is that your children know that you're still there to support them, that you don't expect them to know how to navigate everything new in their day-to-day life, and that if they want to call and ask for advice or run something by you, that the door is always open, the phone is always there, and that there's also help on campus if they need it.
I got
to my early 50s, 52 or 53, and menopause hit me like a tractor trailer. You name it, I had it. I had 30 pounds of weight gain. I had brain fog. I had anxiety for the first time in my life. Not even I'm an anxious person. Yet I was waking up and thinking, oh my God, I can't get out of bed. I don't want to get out of bed. I was a terrible version of Jacqueline Perez. I wasn't a good partner. I wasn't a good mother. I wasn't a good friend. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm 52 and 53. I'm not that close to death. Is this how it's going to be for the next 30 or 40 years?
It's not an impulse buy. The work that I do is very time consuming. I wish I could wiggle my nose and get everything organized and together and curated quickly, but it didn't happen that way. So I knew it was a long sales cycle, and I knew that it was word of mouth. So I was like,
And I would encourage your listeners to think about not only what have you done in the past, but what has brought you joy. You know, what did you really enjoy doing? Because there's a market for anything. I remember when we were trying to get our first business off the ground, I saw this guy on Etsy. He was selling hand-sharpened pencils. There were like these incredibly, I don't even know, I think he'd made the pencils and he'd hand sharpen. I thought, okay, there's a market for everything. Like, it was really touching. I didn't need one, but it inspired me.
Are you looking for new friends and community to dare on into midlife and beyond with? If yes, then come check out the Moms Who Double Dare. We're grounded in reconnecting to our dreams. We're your drama-free group of women where everybody's learning, growing, and discovering their next act together. Dare and check it all out at momswhodare.com and click the big pink button on the top right. If you're ready to dare on, I'm ready to lead the way.